In this video, I'm going to discuss how to perform a push-up. One thing that many people neglect when performing a push-up is they don't allow their scapula to move naturally. They don't train their scapula or their shoulder blades. When you are at the bottom position of a push-up, you should allow your shoulder blades to come back together or to retract. It's called scapular retraction. At the top of the push-up, you should allow your shoulder blades to move forward on your rib cage. That is scapular protraction. There's a muscle called your serratus anterior, which is located here. When you see someone do a front double biceps pose, there's these little lines here. I don't know if you can see them through my shirt. That is your serratus anterior. One of its main functions is to protract your scapula and to keep them against your rib cage as it moves forward. So make use of the push-up and train the serratus anterior. Not only will it improve your shoulder health, but they look cool when you're doing a bicep pose. Okay, the other thing to keep in mind when performing a push-up is you actually want to keep your arms, your upper arms, fairly close to your torso. You shouldn't really have them out much more than a 45-degree angle unless you would like to have some shoulder issues down the road. From what I remember, there's several studies that have shown that push-ups from this position cause more impingement in the shoulder. So just keep them down in this position. How often in everyday life are you pushing things like this anyways? It feels pretty uncomfortable. And actually, this is actually a test for shoulder impingement, doing this, and that doesn't feel very comfortable to me. So keep your upper arms close to your torso. At most, maybe a 45-degree angle. And yeah, that's simple. The other thing to keep in mind when performing a push-up is you want to keep your torso, basically everything all the way from your feet, all the way to your shoulders, rigid like a steel beam or plank of wood, whatever you want to imagine. If you're doing your push-up from your knees, same thing. Your body should be straight, locked in position. Your hips shouldn't be bouncing up and down. Your back shouldn't be arching. Your bum shouldn't be too high in the air. So with that being said, let's get started here. In terms of where to start with a push-up, should you start from the floor? Sure. You can see if you can do a push-up from the floor, assuming you've never done a push-up before, which I would be surprised if you haven't, but please let me know if you haven't. I'd be really interested to hear that, just out of curiosity. But try doing a push-up from the floor. If you can do a push-up from the floor, then start there. If you can't push yourself up from the floor, from your feet, so let's just back up for a second. So if starting position for push-up, nice straight body, hips not too high, hips not too low. We don't want to arch our back. Lock everything in place. Push up so that your shoulder blades are forward as much as possible. Arms, upper arms close to your body. Lower yourself under control. Allow your shoulder blades to retract or come together. Push yourself up. Push your shoulder blades apart. And let yourself back down again. So that's push-up, obviously from the floor, with your feet on the floor, straight legs. If that's too difficult, you could go from your knees. Probably want to put a pad or a pillow under your knees. Same thing, except I'm going from my knees. Down, shoulder blades together, shoulder blades apart. If that's too difficult, you could do a push-up an elevated push-up from your knees. Same thing. You're just elevated, making it a little bit easier. Another great option is to perform your push-up from a countertop or a bar. If you have access to a squat rack, you could set the barbell at a particular height. For example, I will set the bar. Sorry, I don't have this set up. You could simply, of course I put this at the wrong height. You could simply have your bar set up like that and perform your push-up like so. Ideally, if you can keep your legs straight, that's probably a better way to start off, but if you don't have access to an elevated surface where you can perform a push-up from with straight legs, then feel free to start from your knees. I hope that helps. If you have any questions, oh, I just forgot one thing. If you find that your wrists are quite sore on the floor, just grab a small set of dumbbells and then you can keep your wrists in a neutral position. Alternatively, you could also whip up a set of these handy dandy little, I think people call them parallettes, or anyways, like little parallel bars. I basically just made them out of some plumbing pipe. These ones are 1.5 inch in diameter. I got 2 90-degree elbows, 2 T's, and then a straight piece that I cut. You just glue them all together. I'll show you what it looks like using these. They definitely are much more comfortable than having your hands flat on the floor. So same thing, down, shoulder blades together, shoulder blades apart at the top, hold it for a second, down under control, up, and that's it. So hopefully that helped. If you have any questions, please let me know. Please like this if you liked it, and if you know somebody that would find this useful, please share it. Thank you for watching.